Here's the interesting thing. Most people don't realize that business is incredibly scientific. Yeah, believe it or not, it's incredibly scientific. In fact, it's so much so like medicine that sometimes I kind of lose sight of the fact or forget that business is a science just like medicine. So let me kind of paint a picture for you. In your world, in the medicine world, anytime that you want to help a patient feel better, what do? Well, you go and you look at what the research tells you it means and what is working these days. So let's say you have a patient that is in for a knee issue, let's say. Well, or maybe they're actually overweight or they're borderline type 2 diabetic. You have at your fingertips research that'll tell you based on peer reviews and other research and studies, what is working best these days. Now, what's really, really cool is you can find all kinds of different research, right? You can dig into all different things. There's different ways, there's different diets, there's paleo, there's vegan, there's all this stuff. There's all this data, right? And this data, scientific data, you can actually research the way that they did the study. You can research the control group. You can start to really dig deep into this to really understand whether or not their data or what their science is using was on target, et cetera, and then it's reviewed by your peers, right? So we get all that. Well, what if the same was true with business? Well, the reality is that it is. Business is incredibly scientific. So let me take you inside my world, all right? So I'm in my mid-50s at the time of this recording, and I have been in and around business since I was about 15 or 16 years old. I knew at a very young age, in fact, I wrote when I was 13 years old, that I was going to own multiple businesses, that I was going to be an entrepreneur, that I was going to be a successful business person. Just like you, when you thought that you were going to be a doctor, I'm sure you knew this at a younger age. A lot of my doctor clients and friends, some didn't know until they were like 18, 19, 20, but a lot knew at an early age that they just had a draw to it. Okay. So the reality is that in my world, in the worlds that I run in, when I get together in my mastermind groups of fellow business owners, you want to know what we talk about? Scientific results. Now, business, like medicine, begins on a question or a theory, right? There is always a question of, why is this the case? Or what happens if we change this? Will that improve the outcome? Well, we do the exact same thing in business. What we do is we sit around and we'll say, hey, we'll talk about, say, landing pages. Is there a color button that improves conversions? And people will debate, I think it's going to be red, it's going to be blue, you're an idiot, it's going to be green, it's going to be yellow. And there's always somebody in the group that goes, I'll go test it and find out. And they come back and they go, here's what we found out. Oh, and not only did we find this out, but if you're targeting women, it's this color. If you're targeting men, it's this color, and so on and so forth, right? And we do this in everything. We do this when it comes to finances. We do this when it comes to making an offer. We do this when we go into a market. Everything that we do is incredibly scientific, okay? And we have a basic saying in my world, and that is the math always wins, right? So the math for us, the way that we determine whether or not we are getting the outcome that we want is based on sales, okay? So business is incredibly scientific. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like this podcast. Don't forget to like the videos or subscribe to the channel or subscribe to the podcast. Take advantage of our free resources. Come be a Maverick. Join us. Let's get a bunch of doctors free. In fact, let's get 100,000 free. Let's get your friends free. And you know what? I just bet that in 10 years, when we have 100,000 free, we can make a pretty positive impact on this world and the health of society. Come join us. Be a Maverick. We'll talk to you soon.